What up, guys? It's your girl ManicMeeks, and I literally just got out of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, I'm gonna do a retelling because I never, ever can be like, oh, let's discuss the movie spoiler free. That's not what I do over here. All right, I tell you what I had seen. Okay, I tell you what I had seen, and I tell you what I was feeling about what I had seen. All right, so. Before we jump into it, if you're enjoying anything on my channel, reviews, reactions, everything else I got going on, go ahead and subscribe. And I also have a gaming channel that I started to separate just to help the algorithm a bit, because a lot of people still don't know that I am creating videos for YouTube because the algorithm is confused. So if the algorithm is confused, I'm going to help unconfuse it. But so I have two channels, my gaming channel, and then I have this is my reaction channel. So subscribe to both if you're interested in both. If not, don't. Yeah. But yeah, so listen, I have a lot of feelings about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. So I'm trying to figure out which order I want to do this. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Where am I going? What do I want? I usually just turn on the camera and shoot off the cuff. So let me just tell you what we had seen. All right, let me just tell you what we had seen. We've seen a lot of shenanigans. How about that? We saw a bunch of shenanigans. We saw a shitload of shenanigans. Of shenaniganisms everywhere. So pretty much, Doctor Strange was minding his business, having a wonderful dream about, the ponytail. The ponytail Doctor Strange, which I believe is the sexiest Doctor Strange. Something about that man with the ponytail, with the gray streak. Yes, sir. I don't know. He looked a little thicker too. I don't understand how he looked thicker, but he looked thicker. So our Doctor Strange was having a dream about another Doctor Strange helping this girl named America run through the multiverse, except for it was like an unfinished section of the multiverse. They didn't know where they were. They were jumping and swinging and thanging out there, trying to avoid this one-eyed octopussy that was coming after them. You know what I'm saying? He had little tentacles and was like little num 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 nums, and he was trying to get them. So apparently she has the ability that this little octopussy thing wanted. And in order to prevent the octopussy from getting her, they had to figure out a way to help her control her powers. And they thought that this little book, which I can't remember what it's called. If I can remember, I'll put up the little bookie book that they were looking for. Book, that book. To help her, to give her what she needs so that she can stop this thing from coming after her. The problem was, since she could not control her said powers, which would have been really helpful to stop the thing, they had to reach this book. Well, the little monster man put himself in between him, and the book. So the ponytail Doctor Strange was like, you go ahead and do this and I will stop this thing from thinging, I promise. And so he was trying to stop him from thinging and it wasn't working very well. She almost got to the book and held her up and strapped her little ass up into the air, and they was getting ready to suck the power out of her. And then the ponytail Doctor Strange was like, dog, listen, I can't let them have this. I can't let them get you. Girl, I can't let them get you. Like, I can't let them get you. So I got to take your power. Let me inhale it a bit. So he tried to take her powers and ended up fucking up all the shit. And which activated her power. And she was pushed through another dimension to another universe. And it was our Doctor Strange who had been getting prepared to go to Christine's wedding because she met a man. She met a chocolate man. She had a man thing that she fell in love with. And while Steven was gone and he came back, he was like, you know what? I'm not going to be in your way. I'm not going to be that person to be like, but I love you first. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to just root for your happiness. And I'm going to show up at your wedding with a gift. And I'm going to be Doctor Strange. Strange and out here. People know who I am. I was in the Avengers. They asked me about my cape. They want to take pictures. They fanboying, fangirling, but I'm just here to support my friend. Okay. So that's where he was. He was out there in the world at this wedding, wedding reception. America busts through the city. All you see these people running. Doctor Strange is like, well, I got to go out there and do Doctor Strange things. He finished his drink. He's talking to Christine. And he went out there and he got dressed. And people was like, oh my God, it's Doctor Strange. And I'm like, yeah, it's that cape, ain't it? It's the cape and the beard that's doing it. Listen, Benedict Cumberbatch without the beard, he's a regular white man. With the beard, sexy. I don't know what, I don't understand. It's the power of the beard. It's the power of the beard man, the man bush, the beardness. I can't control it. So he goes out there and tries to just intervene because he sees something happening. He sees this thing and he sees this girl trying to run from this thing, also trying to help people along the way. So he jumps in like, girl, how can I help you? And the monster is like, move, bitch. And he can't move the monster. And so Wong shows up and tries to help because, you know, he's the Sorcerer Supreme because he's been here 5 years longer than Doctor Strange. And so they're working through titting and tatting and rapping and bapping, trying to get this octopussy out the way. But it don't kind of work out like that. It don't work out like that. You know what I'm saying? Octopussy is kind of strong. And so America has to jump in there and do a little thing, do a little assisting with her star punch foot kick thing. And they ended up pulling the eyeball out of this monster and was like, okay, well, listen, who is you and what is going on? Of course, she doesn't trust Doctor Strange because the last Doctor Strange that she tried to trust ended up trying to suck out her powers. So she's a little wary of this man, but she ends up opening up to him. It's like, hey, listen, so there's something after me, it's trying to take me, and it keeps using monster thingies to thing me, and I don't know what's going on. And so Doctor Strange was like, you know what? You have the power to do what with the multiverse? You can travel through the multiverse, but you can't control it? Okay, let me go talk to my friend Wanda because, you know, clearly Wanda knows about multiverse because she was with Viz and she has all this information, you know. She made it through the Westview situation. She's by herself trying to figure out her life, you know. Yes. And so he goes and asks her a question. He's like, hey, Wanda, honey, cookie, sweet baby. He's like, oh my gosh, Strange. Listen, before you get on me about what happened at Westview, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. It was an accident. I apologized. I said my bad and I walked away. And he was like, I didn't come here for that. And she was like, and then continue, sir. And so he mentions, like, you know, the multiverse and having this girl who can travel the multiverse, but she can't control her powers and something is after her and trying to figure out exactly, you know, what's going on. And she was like, I know, just tell America to come here and I'll help her. And Dr. Strange was like, bitch, you almost had me. I didn't say her name. And she was like, shit, you didn't say her name, did you? Damn, I gave myself away, huh? Well, since we're here, let me tell you why I want her. Because it was definitely Wanda's ass who was out here assing, okay? Who's out here assing and passing. And she was like, I just need her to get my children's. And Dr. Strange was like, ma'am, you don't have any kids. And she was like, bitch, I'm a mother. You keep talking to me like that, I'm about to be a motherfucker. Fix it. So goes ahead and, you know, slowly backs away. And Wanda was like, I'm going to ask you nicely. All right, I'm going to ask you politely. All right, I'm going to put on my most Karen of Karen voices before I ask to speak to the manager. And now I'm going to ask you to hand her over. Okay? I am reasonable and I have been reasonable. And Doctor Strange was like, are you sure about that reasonable? And she was like, bitch, yes. Okay. And so he was like, you know what? I'm going to go back and have a conversation with, I'm going to go over here for a second. So he goes back, talks to Wong. Wong is like, well, we got to protect her at Kathmanduith. He's like, yeah, let's go to Kathmanduith. And okay, so they go to Kathmanduith and they're like rousing everybody, like speeches. And we must protect this house. We must protect this house. And they don't because Wanda comes up and talks to Strange and was like, hey, so did you think about what I said? Are you going to hand her over? And Dr. Strange was like, we have to protect her. I can't give her to you. I can't give you this little girl because it's not that you're just going to have her open the portal. She can't open. I mean, you're not going to have her just do that. You're going to try to take it from her because why? And she's like, well, because I want to protect my kids from everything. Okay. If my kids are sick, I want to take them to the universe where there's a cure for that sickness. You know what I'm saying? I'm the ultimate mother. I'm the best mom. All right. I got to have all my options so I can be the best mom that I can ever be. All right, cool, thanks. So you're not going to give her over? And he was like, I can't. Are you sure? Look, I'm just asking. I'm checking. I am checking before I go to Ultra Mega Karen. And that's exactly what she did. Doctor Strange was like, we can't do that. And he was like, she was like, okay, well, how about this? And she went ahead and she fucked it up for a real one. All right, ma'am, she fucked it up for a real one. She was, listen, they tried. They had the little thingy, but they forget Wanda Maximoff, okay? The original Wanda Maximoff in the Ultron, was it Age of Ultron, where she was out here like people's minds? Yeah, she was looking for a weakness and she found a weakness in this man. And I don't understand why he's still at the temple, but that's neither here nor there. She found a weakness in this man, and she made him run, which knocked everybody else off kilter, which dropped the shields. And she went in there, and she went in there spraying her magical bullets, hitting everybody in the chest and face. She was like gun range accuracy with this, like people were dead and dying, and she was running through them. Okay. And Doctor Strange was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trap you in here with the mirror dimension. You can't figure out which way is out. And she was like, I'm just gonna use these mirrors to find you. And that's exactly what she did. Anything that had a reflective surface, her ass was like, peekaboo, a boop, bitch, a boop. And so eventually, of course, she got her ass in there with America, and America was like, why? And Wanda was like, I already told you, I wanted my kids. Like, duh, I'm a mother, right? If my kids aren't here, I need to go to a place where my kids are, and you can take me there. I want to go there. Take me there. Let's go there. And you won't do it. So I'm going to do it with your powers. Thanks. And eventually, like, listen, Doctor Strange was out here like, girl, we got to figure out something. And when she reached for it, she freaked out, opened up the multiversal highway. That's what I'm going to call it. And they got sent to another Earth, another universe, another Earth. And Wanda was like, bitch, this is stupid. Now I gotta find you. Fine. And so that's exactly what she did. She spent her time sitting there in Kathmanduith, looking through the dark hole, doing some mysticism in the air with her little fingers. I love that Elizabeth Olsen got them finger magic. She'd be like, all the time, and I'm here for it. So she was like looking through the universes, trying to figure out exactly where they were. And America and Doctor Strange were on this Earth where the Doctor Strange had died in a fight with Thanos. And so they were like, well, we need to go to the Sanctum Sanctoriums so we can figure out what to do from here. Because eventually she's coming. Coben is coming, and you have the fire that she desires. So we got to figure out how to keep her from getting you. And so they went there expecting to find Wong as the Sorcerer Supreme, but it wasn't Wong. It was the old dude from the first movie who got mad at Doctor Strange and left. That dude, I can't remember his name. All I remember him is from Four Brothers. And get on the floor and share a meal with your husband. That... That's my favorite role of his. It's so funny. But he was there, and they were having a conversation. He was telling them what's going on. He was like, okay, well, this is how I can help you. This is how I can help you by not helping you. Because, Steven, you're the problem. I understand you came here looking for help, and you want this. You want the Vitalis Vitralis, whatever the book is called, and you want it to stop Wanda. I get it. However, you are our problem. We can handle Wanda, but you are our problem. So he drugged both of them and got them locked up in this like box that neither of them can get out of. And you get to see Rachel McAdams, Christine coming back again. But this time the Christine, she knows everything. She knows all the business and all the tea, and she understands the multiverse. She was like, oh yeah, you're from 616. This is 808. We repping out here. This is what you're from. This is where I'm from. Okay. You're going to stay on your side. So she was explaining to them that she does the multiversal studies, and she numbered each of the universes she's found, and they're having the conversation, and he was like, okay, well, what is going on here? So who's in charge here? So where are the Avengers? What Avengers? Who? We don't know them. We don't know the Avengers, if you will. And so we get to see, I can't remember his name. The guy from the first movie. I want to call him Clarence, but that's wrong. Clarence is Captain Falcon. And so he shows up with the Ultron sentries. It's like, we're going to take you over here to talk to these people who are in the Illuminati. And I'm like, okay, I remember hearing about the Illuminati. Okay, I remember them. I remember hearing about them. So he gets in there, and we get to see who the Illuminati is. And it's Reed Richards, John Krasinski's, I think that's what his name is. And then we have, oh my gosh, what was her name? Maria from Miss Marvel. No, Maria from Captain Marvel. We have the fork guy who don't speak none. I can't remember his name. They said his name, but it was something real ridiculous. It was something real ridiculous. And then we had what did they call her? It's not Captain. What did they call her? Captain Carter? I think they might have called her that. But my girl, my beautifulness, every time I see her, I just love her so much. She is so beautiful, and I love her accent. She's just but she was there because she was the Captain America, except for Captain Carter. And then it was old dude with the from the Sanctum Sanctorum. He was like, yeah, these are all our people, and we are trying to tell you what's going on, what's happening. And then Professor X rolls up and be like, hey, listen, we understand that you need help, but you're the problem. Everywhere we go, it's the same hoe. That's the problem. Steven, it's you. You did it. Like, you put your feet in everything, and you're causing issues. So I understand. You're like, oh, Scarlet Witch is coming. We can handle Scarlet Witch. That's what Maria said. We can handle her. Okay, cool. So they were like, well, she can't come over here in this dimension without such and such or such a read. And he was like, but she can dream walk, right? Yeah, she can dream walk. We got her. All you got to do is figure out where the other Wanda is. And before they can even really do anything, all hell breaks loose because nobody's listening to Steven. They don't want to listen to Steven. They tell him what happened to the original Steven of the planet and how he didn't die fighting Thanos. They killed his ass because he was out here playing in the dark hold and got like infected with the dark holdness, and they had to get rid of his ass. Like, yeah, thanks for, giving us the information to help you fix the situation, but you caused the situation in the first place, and now you gotta die, bitch. So that's what happened. He died. Death to Snoochie. And so after telling Steven that, Wanda runs up in here after taking over a Wanda in this reality, and she was like, I'm gonna run up here and get this chick. All right, cool. I'm gonna run up here and get this girl. And so of course the Illuminati was like, no, we can stop her. And while the rest of them go, the Sanctum Sanctorum dude and Professor X were like, okay, so the book is here. What you need is down here. And the other dude was like, why are you telling where the book at? And he was like, because we about to. Mm-hmm. We about to. And so they went out there to confront Wanda, thinking that they was going to stop Wanda. They spent too much time talking and bravadoing. They're like, we're going to stop you. Reed Richards was like, we're going to be the people to stop you. And we understand how you feel because I have kids too. And she was like, oh my gosh, do your children have a mother? He was like, yes, they do. Well, I am so glad there's going to be someone to take care of them after I kill your bitch ass. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. She did. And she did. She ran through because, the dude with the voice, he was like, oh, if he speaks, the vibrations of the fork, tuning fork, and the voice will and blow you up. Well, she was like, well, this bitch ain't got no mouth now because she can manipulate reality. And she took this dude's mouth and killed his ass immediately. And then Reed Richards tried to jump in with his rubbery, stretchy arms. I don't know what he thought he was going to do against Wanda. Wanda peeled him back like some fucking string cheese. She made into the string cheese and got rid of his ass. And then we had, Captain Carter, and what did they call her? Was she Captain Marvel? Was it Captain Carter and Captain Marvel? Whatever it was, these ladies was out here trying to do the best they can. And of course, they was like, oh, I'll do this all day with her wonderful, amazing Captain Carter accent. And then her ass got cut in half by that fucking shield because Wanda was not playing with this bitch. And then Captain Marvel was like, well, I'm finna go do this. I'm finna get it did. She was like, oh, no, the fuck you not. Put a whole statue on this bitch. Dead. Folks out here need to quit playing with Wanda. Wanda had told you what she had said. She had said what she had said. But after she made a mockery of the Illuminati, she went right through, found America, and was like, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that a lot. And so because America was like afraid, and when she's afraid, her powers activate without her knowing what it was doing. She had got, I think something happened to where they were knocked through the multi-universal highway. Doctor Strange, America, and Christine. And they were trying to get the book, and then Wanda showed up and completely fricasseed that book. And so now Wanda has America, and she made her open up the multiverse, and they threw Christine and Doctor Strange into some like random ass, almost deceased world. And she took America back to her reality where she was, because she was doing the dream walking with another Wanda. And she was like, great, now I have you, and now we can go ahead and do the do. And I completely skipped the fact that since one of the people at Kathmanduith destroyed the dark hole, she had to go to the place where the dark hole was written on the mountain, and the only person who take her there was Wong, and Wong was taken there by force. And after that, she flung his ass off the cliff, and it was just her over there with them things, because this is her spot, this is her place, this is her home. So now she got America there. She was like, great, now I can suck your powers out and find the universe where my kids were, that I was abducting the mother from, and we can fix this, right? Cool. And so while she was doing that, Doctor Strange and Christine were trying to figure out how to get out of where they were. And unfortunately, where she put them was really like the what if world, where Doctor Strange had tried to bypass the, what was it? It was the absolute point of Christine's death in the TV show, and it was just like disintegrating. The whole entire world was disintegrating, and he went to the Sanctus Sanctorum that was still left, even though the building was also disintegrating. Walked in there and ran into the Doctor Strange, who was evil AF. This Doctor Strange was evil AF, and he was like, every single time I just keep finding Stevens, and the Stevens, they just can't, and I do. And I will. And so it was Doctor Strange against Dark Doctor Strange, and Dark Doctor Strange had a third eye because he's over here fucking with the dark hold. If you fuck with the dark hold, you get all types of like things happening to you that are bad. It just depends on what it is, but that one, it was bad. It just eats away at you. And so luckily he was able to whippacy and fricassee that dude, ended up killing him, taking his dark hold. And then he had a thought like, hey, if I use the dark hold to do the dream walking into a version of me that's there that can help and stop, then it should be great, right? Cool. But Christine, I need you here so you can like stop these people from fucking with my body. And she was like, what do you mean stop something from messing? What do you mean? And he was like, you'll see. And so he went, huh! And he jumped into the dark hole with both feet, found his world, his 616, and went into the dead body of the Doctor Strange that came through the portal the first time that they buried. Cool. So now we got zombie Doctor Strange, which was so cool. And he was getting his ass beat by the Goosty Goalies, who was like, you can't use a dead body. You can't use a dead body. And Christine was out there fighting these things, and she was like, you know what you are? You're the master of the mystic arts. Ain't these things fucking mystical? You better use it. You better use it. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what had happened. He sucked them things up and used them as power. So he had the Doctor Strange with all the extra Ermies. And he went to the mountainous situation where our Scarlet Witch was trying to suck the power out of America. So funny every time I say it. And they had a boss battle. It was real cool because she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and this and that. And he was like, you can't do shit to me, bitch. He already dead. You can't kill what's dead. What is dead may never die. What is dead may never die. And this bitch was just hollering, where are my children? Like she was Khaleesi looking for her dragons. That's all she wanted. And so while they were fighting back and forth, Wong was like, you have to use America's power. You have to use America's power so we can contain the Scarlet Witch. And America was like, I understand. Go ahead and take my powers. And Doctor Strange was like, no, bitch. You're going to have to learn to use your powers, which should have been done in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Duh. But she realized that, anytime her powers activated, it took her where she needed to be. So she had control over it. She just had to figure out how to turn the hoe on. She couldn't find the on switch. And so she got mad and she punched and stars happened. And that was the multiverse. And she was like, oh, so I got to use my, oh. And then she hit Wanda and then she opened up the multiverse behind her, and Wanda was like, oh ho, ho bitch, and she was like, oh ho, ho, and Wanda was like, a little girl, I'm a grown ass woman. Bah! Wanda is a problem. I love Wanda so much, but she's a fucking problem, okay? And so while they're fighting and stuff, America was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? She's grown. She's an adult. She got mom strength. She's beating my ass. You know what? I'm going to give you what you want. And she took her right back to the house that she had taken over, that Wanda with her kids. And they were so freaked out by her. Like, mom, mom, mom. And she was throwing this lady around, and they were throwing things at her, trying to get her to stop hurting their mom. And she's like, but I am your mom. I would never hurt you. I don't hurt people. People hurt me. And I'm like, girl, this ain't no Plymouth Rock situation. Ma'am, you out here murderizing people. You murderized a whole galactical situation of people. Like, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guys. Your kids don't want you. Your kids don't want you. And so that, like that, in her head, like, you just gotta realize. And then the Wanda from that time was like, girl, you don't have no kids, and that sucks, but your kids in other universes are being loved, and that should be enough. Sure. We can go with that. We'll go with that. And so she realizes what she was doing is wrong, and then she sits her ass down in the middle of the hold and was like, well, I royally fucked shit up, huh? All right, well, the only way to fix this is to destroy the Darkhold and to destroy this place and to destroy myself, because I just don't want to be here if I ain't got no kids, and ain't no kids here. So I'm going to destroy it. And that's what she did. She waited for America to get Wong and Doctor Strange out of there, and she tore the hold down. And when she destroyed the hold, she destroyed it literally in every single multiversal situation. So Doctor Strange went back into his body at the end of the world with Christine. America found them, got that Doctor Strange back to where he needed to be, got Christine back to where she needed to be. They were like, high five, we're friends. I love you though, we're friends. And then he got back home and he was like, woo! I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And that's where the movie kind of ended. Yeah, we had a lot of fun things in there. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of things I wanted to see. The score was amazing. They had a great ass like musical fight. It was fucking Fantasia in that bitch. I enjoyed that so much. It was creepy. There were like dead stuff. It was so cool. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. But let me tell you what I did not like about the movie. I hated the directing. There are a lot of people who were very excited about Sam Raimi, and I don't really, I didn't watch the other Spider-Man, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. People were like, the directing, so directing's going to be great. I hated the directing. I hated the stupid fucking Dutch angles every 2 seconds. I hated the weird camera swoopings. I hated the close-ups that were always close. Like, it wasn't scary when you were in somebody's face like that. I was just like, why are we so fucking close? Why are we so close? I hated that. And that's like one of the biggest things. And because I hated that so much, it did affect how much I liked the movie, because every single shot I was like, why are we up? Why are we at a Dutch angle from a ceiling perspective? Why are we up? Is something up here I didn't see? Why are we up here? Why are we on the floor looking at someone? Why are we underneath their chin? What is going on? Why are we zoomed in so close? I understand she's getting her ass beat, but why are we in her face? Like, can we back out? Can we pull the shot out? Like, those are the things that I did not like about it. And it's just mostly the directing. Everything else I loved. I want to know, since now they have America in the situation, giggity, what is she going to do? What does she provide to the Marvel story in our universe right now as we know it? Like, what's going to happen to Doctor Strange? Was that our Doctor Strange who repaired the watch and got the third eye in the credit scene? Or was that another Doctor Strange? Because when Charlize Theron with her cute ass pulled up in her blondness and was like, bitch, you fucked shit up. We got to go fix it unless you too much of a bitch. And he went, ain't no bitch in my blood, baby. We nothing but thugs. We going out here. And so he went out there, and I'm just like, who is you? I didn't watch the Eternals. That's something I got to watch. I didn't watch the Eternals. So if that's an Eternal character, I don't know. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. And like I said before, I don't do reviews about I can't do that for movies. For movies, I'm going to tell you what I seen. And I told you what I seen, and I enjoyed it. And Wanda is a problem. in any universe that Wanda is in, Wanda Maximoff, if she's powered, she's a problem. She is a big problem. Just give her what she wants. Stop taking things from her. I do feel bad for this Wanda though. She lost a lot. She lost her brother. She lost her parents. She lost her brother. She lost her husband, boyfriend, lover. She lost her imaginary kids. Like, she's lost a lot. She's lost a lot, and there's only so much you can take for somebody before they turn into a ripping, raging, roaring Karen. And that's what happened to her. That is what happened to her. So I'm wondering what's next for the gang. And I'm wondering how much fun we're going to have in Thor Love and Thunder, because that's the next one, right? Yeah. So on that note, guys, thanks for hanging with me and listening to my magical retelling of a Marvel masterpiece, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Hopefully I will catch you guys in another one. Bye! I literally sat here and talked for 30 minutes straight.